Thank you for joining me for another episode of Solicited Advice. This is a opportunity for us to just have a real, organic dialogue around some of the real life issues that we are faced with in our business or personal life. I'm not a doctor or a therapist, but I freely like to share my insights around what I have learned on my journey of overcoming 13 years of depression, 3 hospitalizations, managing a household with currently 9 of our 15 children, juggling different age groups, based on their schooling, graduate students. Just, the gamut, I tell you, grandparenthood, right? Marriage, ministry. There's just a number of things that I feel like so much information that I could share with other people. So this is really what this platform is all about. And a lot of times you just can't write it all down, right? I get on these calls and then I get off and I'm like, oh, I should have said this or said that. So I welcome you to ask questions because a lot of these things I deal with on a regular basis. And I just don't know what to share because there's so many things that I could share. So I'm excited because we have a guest today who will be joining us. We have Erica Speaks, and I see that she is in the audience. So I'm trying to see if there's a way that normally it has us together before the call. So let me see if I can um, invite her on. I'm learning Substack just like y'all. Okay, so we are working this out as we go. All right, and it looks like we've joined her. She's joining us. Hey, Erica, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you well. Yes. Hello. How
Awesome.
you doing?
Well, we got a couple people joining us, so we're really glad for y'all to join us live, and we're just gonna have a great conversation. So much has been going on in my life. My son is getting ready to go to the regionals for wrestling. We had a championship game last night for basketball in the middle school, and just every day is something, right? And so we haven't had a chance to get together and kind of brief each other over everything today, but we are very uh, open and we have no problem having a conversation. So y'all are seeing in real time how we do this, okay? So I'm just going to introduce myself because I get on here and I just think, "Oh, they already know who I am." But Substack is a different platform. So I'm LaChelle, also known as America's Supermom. I'm the mother of 15 children and I'm a mental health strategist. So I was saying earlier, I went through depression, was hospitalized 3 times, and now what I do is I work with executive women to help them align their brand with their true identity, not the one that they're stressed and feeling like they have to people please and afraid of rejection, but they embrace who they are so that they can shine in the media. So that's a little bit about me. Anything else you could see on my profile, but I have this wonderful guest who is here with me, and I just love her personality. She really has me laughing, and laughter is the key to medicine. Okay, so I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and we are just gonna roll with this conversation. So thanks so much for joining, Erica.
It is so amazing to spend time with you every time I get to spend time with you. It's a blast. It is. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I am Erica Kesse. I am the son of the Thriveverse, powered by love, wisdom, and celebration. I tell you who I am, not what I do. I don't lead with that. We must lead with who we are. Going back to what LaChelle said, it is about you being attached to your identity, your pure essence of who you are. And so then I say that I am good. I'm a multi potentialite, multifaceted mommy. I listen, teach, lift, and bring clarity for activation and execution. I am the therapist and a CEO of Your Goal Concierge, where we offer a plethora of options for leaders. We want to find you the right fit solutions. And I'm looking for mom energy leaders. I call them that. Those are the fixers, the helpers, the one who may be neglecting themselves while they're serving others, the ones experiencing imposter syndrome or burnout. I would love for you to command your thriving. Yes, you can command your thriving by spending a little time on my website. Everything there is all of the different offers that you can see, and you can take a gander at them, get to know them, see if they're a good fit for you. And you can ask me any questions by meeting with me. But I will say that you can get a complimentary Thrive plan right there on the website and also a business checkup so that you can see if you are operating well. Are you visible in your business? Are you doing all of the profit focused things that you need to be doing in your business? Are you doing all the things that align with who you are? So you can go to www.yourgoalconcierge.com and see everything on the homepage.
I love that. And, Happy New Year. I don't think we've seen each other since the new year, but, you
Yeah,
know,
we know each other in person
you
since the
see what
new
I'm
year.
saying? Yeah. So my thing is, I'm opening up my social media and I'm looking at the cover of a magazine with your face on it. So tell us about that, and what's coming up with that.
Yeah, so super excited. I was able to be on the February edition of the I Am magazine. You know, it's right around what we've been talking about, our identities and our brand. And so I was able to meet with Jennifer, had a beautiful conversation with her. It was very nice. So much so, she looked at my website and she was like, "Where have you been? Oh my goodness. Like, I'm so aligned with you." And I was like, "Yes, I love the alignment." And so she was so nice to allow me to have the cover of the magazine, and I was able to share my story of transition, my story that of inspiration and power that has come from my journey. And then I was able to share about a new initiative that I have that's coming along. I am being very meticulous about it and intentional. So the first time when I started Your Gold Concierge, it was because I would give all these services and things to people, okay? And then they were very unappreciative, okay? And so with them being unappreciative, I said, I think I want to start a business. But if I say I have a business, they're going to have to pay me. So I went ahead and started a business, but I didn't start it in the way that I know to start a business with having a bachelor's in business. So
Right.
this is all the years that I've been working in Your Glow Concierge, I have been creating all these tools and things for the CEOs and the entrepreneurs that I have been working with. And I'm going to actually take myself through each one of my tools and how people walk with me in the creation of this new initiative that I'm doing. And I'm really excited about it, but I am not going to pressure it and push it like I usually do. I'm a very much an activator in getting things done, but I'm going to take this easy, let it flow, because I want it to be that type of business, one that you feel serene when you enter in.
I love that. And that is such a great point that you're bringing up, because I think a lot of business owners do not start the traditional way. I think I have a degree in business. My degree is in marketing. And everything that I know about marketing, I did not use that in starting the business that I have today. I felt it was really like a calling. Matter of fact, I was trying to run away from it because I'm like, I don't know if I want to be telling my story. Who's listening? Does it even make sense? Right. So, for people that how do they know to get back to a certain kind of way of starting their business after doing something that felt right at the time? What advice would you give them around knowing what are the signs to look for to know that you really need to change something?
Burnout.
Mm,
Imposter syndrome, not feeling passionate about what you're doing. Um, yeah, those are definitely the signs. Overextending yourself and not providing yourself with rest, and that not being built into your business.
Mhm.
Oh, another thing, you being your business instead of you being you, and then you having a business. Yeah, yeah, those are the signs.
I
Those
love
are the
that. You
signs.
know, everything I fell into, girl, okay, fell flat on my face in all them areas, so I know exactly what you're talking about, right? So I think that's a blessing. Now for, somebody who's in that space, I think for me the hardest thing was letting go of admitting that. You know what I mean? Because there's so much that, we embrace. Oh my gosh, you got a lot of kids. I would be crazy. I would be overwhelmed, stressed. So you hear it. So you're like, okay, well, this is normal, right? This is how it's supposed to be. You don't even think it's possible to have peace, to take a nap in the afternoon, right? To go on
Everything.
vacation, none of that. So, how do you get people to kind of just, walk away from survival mode?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, several ways for me. I think it's in the model of who you are.
Mhm.
I I know that the people who work with me and who want to really hear me are the ones that have watched me and they see that I actually do this. Like I live this. I live this story of life. Okay. I mean, and I talk about it all the time, and it is reiterated over and over. So it has to be you. You need to actually embody it yourself. Embody what you're talking about. People can
Mhm.
sniff circumstances that are not true. They may fall prey to you at first, but then they'll sniff it out and it's not authentic. So, first, modeling. I model a thriving life. And I actually use the tools that I create. Like a lot of people are using different methodologies that they have assigned themselves to based on some kind of training. I created my own way, which is the Thrive plan. It is
Mhm.
a self-awareness assessment and reflection and operating system. So it takes you from being person that's reactive to person that responds, a person that is surviving to a person that is thriving by knowing what happens to you when conflict occurs.
Mhm.
You do fight, flight, freeze, flop, or fawn. I know you all heard those. Those are trigger reactions. A lot of us are operating from them because those have allowed us to survive our childhood, survive our conditioning. But now you can decide as a big girl, big boy, now to be empowered to operate from where you want to be. All the beliefs and things that you've learned as a child, now you have to hit up against those, rewrite those, and operate from a place where you are first going from a conflict to soothing yourself. So those fixers and those helpers and those people who get burnt out are the ones that immediately want to fix it, immediately want to react. No, you must take care of yourself. Do all the things necessary for soothing yourself. Then you do a response from being content and peaceful. And that's the operating system of the Thrive Plan. So if you are interested in getting yourself a Thrive Plan, it is complimentary. You go to bit.ly, period LY /try on thriving. Try on thriving. And also have the try on philosophy, which is why it's called try on thriving, where you try different things until you find the right fit. Don't sit in despair in circumstances. Try different things to find the right fit thing for you.
I love that, because we are evolving. I look at my kids and, they go through these stages. I have one that's in middle school and she's going to high school in the fall. And so this transition, I have one graduating from high school. So I think sometimes we get to the point to where we don't remember that we're evolving. We're changing. Your business, look at technology, all the different things. I'm on Substack. Who would have thought about, even though it's been out for a while, I'm late to the party.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so, we got all the things, but, you really help people with the foundation. You have a community that you've curated on YouTube, LinkedIn, Clubhouse around people and their introduction. So, talk to us a little bit about why the introduction is so important and what do people have to overcome to have the best introduction?
You have to overcome all the boxes that people told you you're supposed to be in and operate from. You have to overcome the representatives, the masking that you do, because you feel like you have to do that to survive or to live. You have to overcome sitting with yourself for 15 minutes at least 15 minutes without doing anything. I was talking to a client yesterday and I asked her to do 30 because she actually does the healing work. And I said, you could do 30. And she said, like, I can't like listen to music or like read an ebook. No, nothing. Be with you. You are a wide, vast universe, or you can say you're a deep ocean, and there's a lot to discover about you. So spend time going in to know you. Then you can share who you are with other people, which is why you all hear me say, I am the sun. I spend a lot of time shining my light and shining it on other people and esteeming them, thinking that was what I was supposed to do, esteem others. And I could be in the background keeping everything organized because I am a COO as well. Naturally, that's a confidant and also someone that organizes things and get things rolling. Like I'm like, let's go. But I am now have embraced, and it happened actually last year, after some situations with some contracts, that I really recognized that I'm the center, and it's okay for me to be the center of it all, and it's okay for other people to support and honor me. I will have to say I'm so grateful for my team. My team, I have not been able to pay them for ever since last April.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have stayed with me. And to me, it's that's all the evidence in the world that I'm doing the right things for people to stay with me and walk my mission with me, my vision with me, and me not pay them. Now I can't wait. I'm on the way. I just got this big contract. So I'm on the way to be able to give them back the money and the care that they have that they deserve. But it takes you really going inside of yourself and really knowing the answer to that question, who are you?
I love that. And I love that part that you brought up about, curating the right team because many people, when the money is not there, they give up. Right? It's like, okay, this must be a sign that this is not right for me because the money's not there. So talk to somebody who is in their business and, they feel like they're pouring everything into it, but it's got like leaking buckets, right? Holes are everywhere. Everything seems to be falling apart financially. So how did you continue on without the monetary resources? What were some things that still kept you focused to know you're on the right track?
Oh, so this all happened um, as I was in two masterminds. One of them was with LaChelle. So if you're not a mastermind and you are struggling, you may think that you shouldn't be in one because you shouldn't be spending the money on that. You should. It's the support. So you need a social support system. Um, you're gonna have times to tell you, I'm going to go get me a this job. Okay. So, but then that's something that every entrepreneur feels and happens. But you need people around you who are also walking the journey of this thing, and they keep inspiring you. So, a social support system, mastermind, coaches, people who understand your plight. Okay. That's how I made it. Also, having those inspiring conversations with like minded people so that you can be innovative and figure it out. Because, this is a journey and it's a beautiful journey. We have to understand that even the times where we're not making money is for us to know how resilient we are and to know and to prove that what you say that you want is something that you're going to be steadfast and to get it. And I know was for me. Like I know what I do is for me, but I had to prove that by being able to withstand the pressure of the conflict. We have to
Mm.
in order to have the beautiful solutions. They are necessary. And I look forward to each one of them. And one day people are going to be excited about any conflict that shows up so that you can show how you can rebound from it. And
I
I love
love
to
that.
do that.
I love, and I think that is so important because, business is not linear. Everybody thinks, okay, I'm going to get my website and then I'm going to have all these clients because I spent so much money on my website because that's what I need. That's what everybody says, but we sometimes get distracted by things that aren't even relevant. I know I didn't even have a website when I first started my business. People were word of mouth. So you can spend your money sometimes even on things that, not to say they're not important, but you don't need them yet. You may need some kind of tool or system before you even need a website because you have clients. So I think that is really important what you said. And then the whole thing about knowing yourself so that you know how you can show up for other people. Um, Having a support system is so important because, even though we say we want a business, it's not a successful business overnight. It has to have a foundation
Mhm.
that's layered with years of different choices and decisions. So I really appreciate that. So we have April on, and she's saying that this is so good. She's just getting started. So feel free, April, if you have any questions to interject, we would love to provide value for you today. So you also have a book, and I just love when I would be coming in your rooms because I just love the title. Okay. So tell us, what do you want people to get from your book?
Listen, to be able to lead yourself. Okay.
Tell them the name of the book because there's just a way.
I like saying stuff in ways. Just like when you were talking about foundations. So what I think about with the it's leveraging leads. We do this every morning. It's
Mhm.
streamed at all the places. Not here on Substack. Yo, I don't know yet now. So I hadn't got it. I haven't got that yet. But we are on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And we're on Clubhouse and we're on TikTok. We stream every day and we talk about the powerful introduction. I like saying stuff like that. But
Uh,
so the name of my book is, honey, you need counseling skills. What does that mean for you so
I love it. I love it.
much? Skills, all right? Now you may be thinking, what? Is this for therapists to learn counseling skills? No, they learn counseling skills in college. No, this is for you. This is your self-reference book. This is
Mhm.
for you to learn how to have your own leadership, your own self leadership. Before you can decide to lead anybody, you need to lead yourself. Do y'all know? Do you know leaders that don't just trying to lead other people and don't know how to lead themselves? I bet you do.
Right.
Bet you do. And those are the ones that are doing harm to people.
It's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah.
this helps you to walk out the counseling skills are 6 counseling skills. You need to know your vision. Cause how do you think you finna go anywhere if you don't know what your vision is? Like what? I worked at an organization
Uh,
and I asked them what the vision was. The founder said this. He said the vision of what he said, and everybody in the room. I was talking to the executive team. Was
right.
like, "We never heard that before." What? They go, "That's our vision." Apparently, it is. And you are the one walking. That's why y'all got me up here in here as a consultant because y'all don't even know where y'all going. Anyway, vision, then mission, right? What's the vehicle that you're taking? For me, I told you all earlier, I was multi-potential, right? Multifaceted. LaChelle is one very multifaceted as well. So we have different. missions on the road to the vision.
Mhm.
But you have to know what all those visions are and how you're going to use each one of them so you don't have a traffic jam. All right. Mission. Then you have communication skills. Honey, you cannot keep on everybody needs to keep on learning about communication skills because
Absolutely.
this is a problem.
It is.
Communication. Then time, energy, capacity management, because a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's all about time, but it's also because you can't do nothing with time but let time tick away if you're gonna, but you got to figure out what your energy and your capacity is, and you curate a life that is the best for you. For example, I take a nap every day. Okay. I have a mindful brunch every day, and I set my life up for what I want it to look like. A lot of us just run the rat race of whatever somebody else told you to do. You're trying to fix this, you're trying to do that. That's why you burnt out. Then holding space is the new one. So I have this is the first version of the book, Honey Unique Counseling Skills. This is the new updated version that has this skill in there, which is holding space. A lot of people don't know how to hold space. They don't know how to listen. They don't know how to take over the conversation. They just don't even know how to do that kind of thing. So this is teaching you the 14 principles of holding space. And then lastly, thrive planning is in there. Because I don't even understand why we don't have a plan to thrive. That should have been something that came up before I decided to say something about it. I'm saying it now. We should all have a plan to thrive. Okay. It doesn't make any sense that we don't.
I
So
love that.
this is what's in my book. Honey, unique counseling skills.
I love it.
Revisited.
I love that. I love that because I think, again, real life conversations. That's what I'm about. I don't want to hear all this highlight reel stuff and then I can't live it in my own life. To me, I just feel like that just doesn't have a lot of value. Now, talk to us about, being able to connect with people that might be like minded. However, there's still differences. You how do you know who to connect with, because not everybody does things the way you do it, right? And so we have a lot of people that have different ways. Some people are just hey, rip the band-aid off with their approach. Some people are more soft and nurturing. Some people, we just got all different kinds of personalities. And I know for me, I struggle with if people didn't say things the way I said it, then I just thought, well, those aren't my people. You know what I mean? Because they're just a little bit rough around the edges or whatever. So I learned that I can really embrace a lot of different facets of people because I'm going to need it all on my journey, some way, somehow. So talk to us around people kind of learning how to connect with people that just aren't the normal people that they would find themselves gravitating towards.
Well, I think that the best way to connect or to find the people that for you, because I would not have connected even with my team members
Mhm,
uh, if I did not know who I was and know what my deficits are or the things
mhm,
other people, that's their zone of genius. Mine is to be visible, to know who I am, to talk about thriving, to be, this big presence. But
mm,
I actually attract, and I call myself the introverted whisperer. A lot of introverts who like my energy and they can come in and do their part and they enjoy doing their part. And I'm appreciative of that. But another thing that I like to make sure that I do when I'm interacting with people is I want them to know that we are all one, we are all people, and there's no hierarchy to
mhm,
who you are. You can, however, your journey is absolutely beautiful and amazing. And there's a story there that I'm very, very excited to learn. That's why I love being a therapist. Like, the, listen, people are absolutely captivating and complex. Okay.
mhm,
And so it's so nice to really hear them, however they show up, which kind of goes back into the holding space. You hear beyond the words, you hear
Mhm.
beyond the outside exterior, you dig deep and notice what is the second thing that they're saying, not the first thing that's coming out of their mouth, but there is another frequency that's coming out from what they're saying that you can either connect with or be repelled from. Another thing about me is I'm going to be full of myself, absolutely, because I want to repel the people who are not for me. I'm going to be all of Erica and then some because I don't want the people who are not for me. Get off around me, sniffing around, doing things, taking up my juice. Okay, go on. I listen. I want the ones that think, "Oh my goodness, this lady right here, I just like her so much." Like, oh my goodness, that's how I show up, and I want to empower other people to show up fully as themselves.
Yeah.
And then it's so nice to be able to connect with those people. So, you know, for me, it's also very much an intuition thing and having alignment, like
Mhm.
mind, hearts, and gut instinct, having an alignment to know if this person is the right fit person for you.
Love that. Love that. I mean, so many great points. I mean, this is a master class right here with a lot of these. It's really hard to kind of have these true conversations because, again, when you're looking at social media, you find a lot of people talking about how great life is and all these things, but it's like somebody who shares a recipe but leaves ingredients out. So then
Mhm.
you go and try to make it, and you're like, why is this not turning out like the picture or like the person said? Because this is really good. So she's saying she has to go. Well, thanks so much for joining us, April. We really appreciate your insight and glad that you found value. So I think, what advice would you give somebody who may be in a hard space? Feeling like maybe they have to start over or, you know, um, life is just dim, with their business or whatever. Um, Based on everything that you've experienced, what advice would you give them?
I have to say that I'm not going to give anybody any advice.
Mm,
Mhm. I would say you have a higher, wiser self that is waiting to answer all your questions and go. A lot of us are getting advice and tips and tools and from everybody, but you have the answers. You really do have the answers. I would say I find a lot of those like when I first wake up in the morning or when I'm just about to go to sleep that you
mhm,
could download. And also when I'm sitting with myself,
mhm.
then I get the answers. I know which way to go. I know what to do. I know who to talk to. I know everything. You do know. A lot of people say, I don't know. I said, who knows? If you don't know, who knows?
It's true.
Because even if you got advice from someone, you still have to buy into the advice to be able to embody it. But if you can with it, then you automatically embody it and you can activate it. So I guess that was advice, wasn't it?
I love that, girl. That's true.
But
I mean, that is so
my
true.
advice is don't take nobody's advice. That's
It's
what
so true.
I empower them to figure out what they're doing. Like it's not
Yes.
for me to give you anything. It's for me to hold space for you to come up with it yourself.
Amen. And it's so true. I mean, and that's one of the things that's spoken like a true therapist and coach because, I'm not going to be in the game. I'm not the one that's out there doing anything on the court. I mean, it's all you anyway. I'm just here to support you. So I feel like, I don't know. There was like a time in my life where I felt like it was seen as important to tell people what they need to do. Right. You feel like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in charge. I gotta tell them what to do," like it was something, and now it's like, I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do because people can know for themselves.
You got what I didn't do. Okay.
And then you're going behind them, trying to tell them what to do all the time. I mean, it's like it's exhausting. Okay, it's crazy. So I totally resonate with that. Um, what is coming up for you? How can people get a hold of you? Where do they follow you? All that.
Absolutely. Please go to my website. I have set it up so that you can see all the things on the homepage. I love that because I know sometimes I go to people's website and I'm like, where did they said to go here? I don't know. I gotta click this button and this button. No, you go straight in. www.yourgoalconcierge.com. Everything you need is right there on the home page. Do you want to get a Thrive plan? There's a button that hovers around and wait and asks you, want to get it? There is the complimentary book that I have, which is Profit Focused Thriving Business. There's the quiz that you can take. You can read all the different things about the different offerings and really get to know yourself. Most of my clients are they are on the autistic spectrum. They have ADHD. They have anxiety. Okay, so they like to know as much information as possible before they decide to take a step. So that's why everything's right there for them. They can go click and go in and read more. So that's what I would say. Go to www.yourgoalconcierge.com. You'll even see that we have a conference coming up June the 11th through the 13th. It's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and also virtual. It's Mom Means Multifaceted Overflowing Maven. And it's about embodying your expertise. Yes. So
Love that.
if you're one of those mom energy leaders out there, then you should be in the place. We're going to have a masquerade ball. We're going to have a fashion show. We're going to have networking. We're going to have karaoke. We're going to have random dancing. Oh, and actually tonight, if you want to learn more about the conference, we're going to be going live on my Facebook. You can get all this stuff. If you go to my website, it's there. You can click the button. You'll see my Facebook, everything. So go in there. You'll see that it is what is Mom is the event that's happening tonight at 7 Central. You can learn more about the conference and go ahead and get yourself registered. Oh, and if you're a business owner, you can be a sponsor, you can be a vendor. We would love to have you to participate in whatever ways that you want to be more visible.
Love that. Well, we are so glad that you had time to stop by, girl, and all the stuff that you got going on. I love it. And congratulations again on your feature with I Am Magazine and all the wonderful things that you're doing. So, again, she's got the book, honey. You need counseling skills. Okay. If you want to get a copy of that, everything, the conference is all on the website and just phenomenal things that you're doing, Erica. So she is also here on Substack.
Yes.
So she is putting some content out. And I did want to say you can take those videos and bring them over here to Substack. There's a way that you can upload them. So uh, just so many different things, right? And then when you upload them,
With this place, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna don't worry, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be doing all the things. I just have to get really in here. But I've just been I'm the person about being consistent. So I post, is it a post or is it a note? Because it's different. I think I do a note every day. Every
to your members. Is that what it is? I don't know, girl. I'm learning too. I'm you and me are in this together, girl. I'm just saying. But so if y'all have any insight, people watching this, if you have insight, please let us know. But like, okay, because you do it on StreamYard, right?
Yes.
You have an audio that you can take that audio and you can upload it on the Substack as a podcast. And it automatically does everything. And it does a clip for you and shows stuff. I mean, it's for free, girl. It's just amazing. So that's something we have to talk about online. But I'm telling you, this is why this is like my favorite thing now because it does all the little graphics and captions at one time. We're gonna get some of these after we get done with this call today. So I just think it's amazing. But I don't have to do any of that. I can just show up and run my mouth and everything else is done on the back end. It's amazing. So
Okay. You just told me to come over here and run my mouth. I will.
Just saying. I'm just saying, pick a day, hey, you can be going live here because you can do it from your laptop.
You know
If
what?
you got your phone that you could be doing your TikTok at the same time. Just
Michelle
saying.
gonna Michelle gonna activate me do something. I'm is gonna be on here tomorrow
Yeah,
doing something because Michelle said, "Well, come on over here, do." Because that's the whole reason why I'm over in Substack anyway. Because Michelle said, "Come over here," and it just perfect since I got put on LinkedIn that I just came on over here to Substack. We start putting all my newsletters, all my
I'm just
newsletters
saying.
too. The
Yeah,
one that automatically would be putting somewhere else, I'm putting them here. And so I was already streaming in all these different places. So yeah, yeah, we're
just
doing.
try it out and see how it goes, girl. I mean, I'm just saying I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm not getting paid for this. I don't have no affiliates yet. Okay. But if I'm putting that out there. Let's claim that. Okay.
Look,
I love it. All right. Love it. Well, hey, Kimberly, thanks so much for joining. We about to get off here, but this was an amazing conversation. And please come back. We would love for you to come back and give us some more insight. Because I'm just starting this out. So I'm doing it every Thursday. So, we can have repeat guests. This is my show. I do what I want.
it's special. I don't know what I want to do. Okay,
Amen.
that's would love to come back and talk more about. You mentioned earlier, like people getting websites and they thinking they're supposed to get clients. No, you should be doing profit focused items.
Yes.
It's not just a website. You got to do prospecting. You have to do bundling. You need to have a market dominated position. You need to have strategic pricing. There's just things that you should do that are profit focused activities instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to put this website, this logo, and I'm going to say I'm going to post once a week and somebody's going to come. That's not how it works. You need to be building relationships. That's how I get all my every single thing that I've ever gotten is because of a relationship.
I
That's
love that. That's my word for 2026. Let's talk about that a little bit. No, seriously, about this profit part, because I think a lot of people, they want to just buy all the stuff to feel like it validates their business. So it's like, oh, I need to get this CRM. I need to get this website. I need to do all the things to make me look successful for my business. But I don't have any clients. I'm
that,
stressed out. I
listen,
don't have no income coming in. So
do
let's
you
talk about this.
went into organizations and I got in the back behind the curtain and
Mhm.
found that there was moss back there. That's it. It's just moss. Okay. Like y'all really not what? It looked like y'all got a lot going on. Look like y'all making money too. But they're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot going on when you get behind the curtain of some of these businesses.
Hmm.
That it's a mess. Like they don't have job descriptions for people. They don't know. Like I told you, they didn't even have their vision.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. And the thing is, a savvy business owner should always be looking at all the tools and things that you're getting and cutting out anything that you're not using on a regular basis.
Amen.
Money.
Yeah. And I mean, that's money that you could be reinvesting in yourself. It could be a course that's going to help you to maximize something that you need to move forward with. I think, we don't really do these assessments enough for our business. I'm one. I don't really do a lot of ads, because I'm into relationships. I'm more organic. But I do recognize I do have a spouse that supplements a lot of my income. So I don't really have that pressure. I can grow at a pace that's comfortable for me. But I feel like a lot of people, what they do is they feel like, they just got to have all the bells and whistles. They got to do all those things, and it's just gonna, oh, I'm gonna pay this $1,000, but I'm gonna get 5 clients next week, and then it doesn't happen. It's just kind of like you're making these risks that just don't even make good business sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I really do know what you're saying. First of all, one reason why I hang with you is because of your perspective of you being a woman that can operate from from simply running a business and allowing it to scale naturally with no pressure because you have the supplemental income. As
Mhm.
a person who is a single mother that does not have the supplemental income, I had to figure out, and and you've experienced that with me, what was going to be my supplemental income in order for me to operate my business in the energy and the beauty of what I wanted to, how I wanted to build, because I needed to have something that was not, that was bringing revenue in. So I had stability in order to be able to do the business that I am purposed to do. And so that's when I went back into providing counseling, which I really didn't want to do at first. But now I feel very comfortable. I provide counseling 20, 25 hours a week. And then the rest of the time I give to building and scaling my business in the ways that are the most beautiful ways that I would like to. And as soon as I had that stability, there was that thriving you, thriving business that could actually say that is happening. I have to be thriving in order to have a thriving business. And then I attract all the contracts and circumstances that show up. But this always has to be here. The stability
You
has
know,
to be
that is so good because, a lot of people talk about, I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm just going to let my job go.
there.
I mean, if you don't have some revenue for your how is your business going to make it? I mean, you don't have any revenue and you think all of a sudden life is just going to open up with rainbows and you're putting that stress on yourself. So you're coming from a place of stress. You don't have a nest egg, no kind of money coming in to support the business. So how does that even make sense?
It
But
doesn't.
these are things that people are being taught. I remember when I got started because I worked a part-time job. I was a waitress with one of my kids. She was a bus person. She wasn't old enough to be a waitress at the time. So she was bussing the tables. I was waiting the tables. Okay. But I feel like people don't realize that a business is, in order for it to be successful, it needs revenue you know. And so one person told me just recently, they said, well, I have an investor in my business. That's what they call their 9 to 5 is the
Right.
investor.
Right. Right.
Because you got to flip that, whatever it takes for you to realize if it's got to be the investor or whatever, you need money coming in order for your business to be successful.
Yes,
Okay.
it's an investor. We got to have our investors, okay? I mean,
Sure.
and also, I will say you can, and it takes a lot of effort. You can get grants. I have gotten a grant. You can get loans if that's what you want to do. There is, and traditionally, the way that a business starts is that we ain't doing it that way. We
Right.
bootstrapping businesses, but
Mhm.
traditionally, you have a feasibility plan. You then create a business plan, and then you take your business plan to a bank, and they give you a loan to have this ability to run your business. But a lot of circumstances could be that you can't take that particular pathway. And I know pathways that are not that pathway that you can do. Like if you, I just say make some money. Listen, pay
Yes.
the single. Get, listen, get somebody to pay you something. Then go get your URL.
Yes.
Get somebody to pay you something else. Then go get you a logo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's so true. Girl, I'm just saying, look, that's how I am. It's like I'm all for the free stuff until I find a way to support the expense. It just don't make sense. I mean, if you go and buy everything that's out there, you may not even use it. That money could have been spent on something else. Then when you want to go to a conference in Tulsa in June, you don't have no money because you didn't spend it on some stuff that you don't even need. Right.
You ain't even using. You don't even know how to use because you ain't looked at all the YouTube videos about how to do it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. So I'm glad we're talking about the reality of this thing because it's a mess out there. And when I talk to people, I coach people on who wants to build a business. I say make some money.
yeah, it's
Make
true.
so whatever it takes to make some money is what you need to do first. Okay, you need a calendar link. You need a link so people can meet with you. Go on and set it up that they pay when they meet with you. Okay, there you go. Woo, we're done. Go ahead and put you a post out. Tell people that's what you're doing. I'm doing this. Anybody interested? Like, go ahead and put whatever it takes to get somebody to pay you is the first step. Don't do all the other stuff. Oh, I gotta have a website and I gotta have a CRM. You ain't even got nobody to send no emails out to let me get me started.
It's so true. Or even have a clear offer. Because
Yes,
when you start your business, if you don't have a system to know what that is, that's a whole thing, right? It's just, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
an offer that somebody wants. That means that you should have did some market research. You need to know the problem. They want to know that you know the problem and that you have a solution. And the solution should not be whatever you're offering. It should be the outcome. So you probably had spent some time with somebody that said, "Oh, I feel lighter now," or "I feel rejuvenated because I spent time." Well, there is the solution. And that's what you can say that you offer because they don't care about the particular thing that you're giving them. They're caring about the outcome.
Good stuff. That is
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
we
I can, we can talk and talk and talk and talk. Just
We can. Because why? Because I am excited about real conversations. That's me. I'm not into people putting on a front. I wasted too much time with wearing a mask and living life through that. And I am not trying to go back there. So I really get excited for genuine, real conversations because I feel like that's how you help people, right? People can relate to what we're saying. And so this is how they say, oh my gosh, I got scammed or whatever because they were believing what people, the advertising or whatever it was that got them in that space. So I totally get that.
I I want y'all to side eye anybody who has an ad out there who everybody's saying that they doing all this great thing. I feel y'all at this point, 2026, y'all should be side eyeing because it's the people who are don't have an ad who are saying they do this thing that will truly walk you and hold your hand and
Mm,
take you to success. That person is got too much going on to be even giving you any kind of personalized care, love, honor, anything. I'm just
It's
trying to
true.
say, I'm
It's
just trying.
true.
Maybe you need to find somebody. Like what I like to do is I like to work with somebody who they don't have this big old following. I want somebody to hold my hand through walking out what I need. I need to be able to have a relationship.
Mm,
How do you have a relationship with somebody who they have other people interacting with them? Now I understand scale or whatever, but I will always have this beautiful uh they should be able I always want people to have some kind of access to me in some kind of way. They should
mm,
be able to have access, ask questions, but that is not some of the most of the time, these
yeah.
big people who have these followings, you cannot really get access to that person. So really, it doesn't feel as good to me
Yeah.
when I'm a relationship person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody kinda they could be sheep and just go along with what everybody is doing because, "Oh, this person said, and this is where we should go." Or they even I recognize also some people just like to say, that, "Oh, I paid blah, blah, this," and it makes them feel good that they actually invested in themselves, but they never had any goals or intention on actually getting things done. People run from me because that's what I be like. Okay, let's go. I'm like, why haven't you done this newsletter you said you was gonna do 2 weeks ago? What's happening? I
Right.
ask the questions. There's no accountability with
Yes.
these other things, and so you could just say, "Oh, I was went through this person's program." Okay, where the money?
Right.
Where is the money?
Jerry Maguire moment. Show me the money. I mean, it's true. I mean, you're bringing up some good points, and I think it could also vary based on what level they are in their business. Are they at the beginning phase? And, maybe you want to build up a community and do it with other people. But you bring up some very good points that I think a lot of people, when you're seeing an ad, you don't think about. That ad is designed for you to buy right then. And a lot of times we're not doing our research. We're not, the research we do is that ad. Oh my gosh, they said it on the ad. They showed us this. You know what I mean? Not even going back and seeing if it's what the reviews are. What are people saying? Who has gone through this? I mean, let's say you're on LinkedIn and you see a program. Okay, look through your connections. Hey, did y'all even go through this program? What are your thoughts about it? We don't do any of that. We just feel which we've been conditioned to believe that you could buy your way into and out of stuff, on a regular basis.
Ooh, you just said a mouthful right there.
Mhm.
You cannot. So this whole being a business owner, you need to get to know yourself. Like,
Yeah.
and if you don't want to do that, then I don't see you having a sustainable business. Those are the ones that I hear. Oh yeah, I let that go. I'm not doing that no more because you really didn't get to know yourself and build a business around yourself and your purpose. You were
Mhm.
building a business based on a deficit or a trauma reaction or something, but it was not for sustainability.
Mhm. I agree. Well, this has been wonderful, Erica. So we're going to have you come back whenever your schedule permits, because I know you're doing some great things. Again, she is having
Mm.
this retreat. Uh, Tell them again about the retreat. When is that coming up?
It is June the 11th through the 13th. We are doing workshops that build up into it. So you can even come and get a little bit. We want to give morsels on the way. So it is June the 11th through the 13th. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and hybrid. You can register now. You can go to my website, www.yourgoalconcierge.com, and you will see a link for the mom conference. If you're a vendor, if you want to vend, if you want to be in the fashion show, if you want to come to the masquerade ball, if you any of these things, then we would love to have you come, enjoy, and have a good time with us. Oh, the way that we're doing this workshop, I mean, this conference, it's not like other conferences. You know how you go to conference and then everybody's sitting and they're listening to this keynote and that keynote
Mhm.
comes in 45 minutes. They may have some open, questions you can ask, or they have like panel discussion or whatever. That's not how we're doing it. We don't have no panels. It is the speaker only speaks for 15 minutes. And then we do 45 minutes of a workshop. They facilitate them through a workshop. So they walk away with a booklet of completed things for their sales and for their business and for their well-being.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that's amazing.
The thing is, y'all, we can't keep all that information.
It's
We
true.
like sitting up, we all our attention spans are only 20 minutes.
Yeah, I love that.
In the 45 minutes, they can go get a snack, they can go to the bathroom, they can do the workbook information that we
Mhm.
wanted to do. They have time to go back and look at it. We also gonna have networking. So that's the way we have it set up because we want people to actually truly embody their expertise and walk away feeling as if they have something, they have all the things they need to activate more in their expertise.
I love that. And that's just building on that community because it's like when you go to a revival or a conference or different places, when you're there, you are inspired and fired up to take action. So why not capitalize on that? I think that's amazing. That's a good idea. Love that.
Action. Most people go out and they take action, but they feel so overwhelmed with all the action they need to take.
Right.
But if you're got to more so you take action, that means that you can still feel rested and good because the
Mhm.
actions in your workbook. Just pull your workbook out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we went and worked. We worked on automations for technology that I want to do. We worked on project management tool and how to have a project. So we're doing project management, we're doing technology, we're doing wellness, we're doing mental health, we're doing financial, personal and business financial things. All of these are talks and then activities to go with it.
Love that. That sounds amazing. So y'all heard it here. Get your tickets on that website. But thanks so much, Erica, for joining us today. I have had a blast and looking forward to having you come back again. And again, if you guys want to be a guest, I put a couple links out there. You can click on one of those links, schedule a time for you to come and join us live on Substack. But we appreciate you guys watching us today. So y'all have an amazing February. It's a month of love. Love on yourself, love on your business, and we will see y'all next time. Bye everybody.